Hey guys, welcome back to Cakeism. It's Bobbie
and Cici,
and today we are going to be using an item that we talked about in our BoxyCharm unboxing, or BoxyLuxe unboxing, yes. I guess. So we are going to be using our Purlisse Perfect Glow BB cream.
Yes, so we both got, the reason kind of what sparked this idea for this video is because we both got two different shades. Which I don't really understand why, but whatever.
Right.
Because we pretty much fill out our thing exactly the same, so I feel like we should have gotten the same color.
Right, and we're pretty similar in I would say level of skin tone. I mean, we're pretty close. I might be like a smidge tanner than she is right now because I go outside a lot.
I have light and she has medium.
And I got medium.
Either way, we're basically just gonna screw with the shades because
we are.
When we were talking in our video, light is like pink and I'm not pink.
And medium is pretty yellow. And I'm not yellow, I'm more neutral, so I'll probably have to mix them together to get it.
Right.
But Cici might be able to use this straight out.
We're gonna see. We're gonna mess with it.
We are.
So, Bobbie I know has not tried this yet.
I have not.
I tried it on my forehead because all of us are wearing masks, and why the heck would I put foundation on the bottom part of my face right now? There's no point. So I wore it for a couple hours on my forehead, but that is not good enough to tell if it actually looks good all over your face.
Of course. So we are going to be doing that now.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're gonna jump into it. Okay, so we both primed already. I used Hourglass Mineral Veil. Bobbie used two different primers?
Yeah, I always use two primers. I use the Porfessional because, you gotta use it when you get into BoxyCharm. And the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, which is like my favorite primer.
Yeah,
I love it.
I think we're just gonna start off by swatching some things, seeing what's working, what's not working.
Right. All right. So I'm actually gonna put it on my chest because I match my chest when I do foundations. I will try to match my chest as close as possible so that I don't have to bring it down my neck and onto my chest if I don't have to, if that makes sense. So that's where I'm gonna put him here. So when you're seeing me leaning forward, looking just know that's what
I'm not swatching on my neck because I don't want to take that off and have my neck be red because that's usually what happens. Yeah, see, you probably can't see. That's fine. I can see. It is pink and a little bit. It's just too neutral for me, basically. So it makes it look too light, but it's not too light. It's just too pink.
Yeah, she seems a little on the warm side.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. Have that. That's gonna be too light, but maybe the color will be better.
Yeah, this is gonna be light.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too light, but the tone is better.
Oh, can you guys see? Literally. Okay, so we're looking in the viewfinder and then looking in my mirror. I can tell you that the medium one matches significantly better because I can barely see it. This one looks neon. This one is hella light.
The thing is the tone of that is better.
Yeah,
it's just too light.
The tone is better, but it is way, way, way too light. I mean, if you've seen Manny's video, he unboxes a BoxyCharm unboxing, Manny MUA. He's great. Look him up. He got fair.
Ew.
One shade fits all moment. I'm not sure. The tinted. Oh my god.
And he's a bronze goddess. He's not, but he wants to be.
Yes.
So fair, on him, he looks like a ghost, and I think that's what's gonna happen if I put this one on. I'm gonna look too ghostly. Mm-hmm. So maybe I'll give him a mix and see what happens.
I don't know. I feel like that looks fine. I put it on here and it's gone.
On your chest?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Exactly. So
let me check you out here. Oh, it's right here.
It's barely right there. Yeah.
I can only tell because of the sheen. Because there's a sheen on your chest now.
Great, we're just gonna go to medium then.
She's gonna
skip light and put on medium.
We're just gonna go in. All right, I gotta see things.
And what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna put it on with my fingers because that's what I did the other day and it looked really nice.
I'm gonna take this out though,
So if it I don't know, we'll see. If it starts going downhill, I'll grab a brush.
If it starts going down.
Here you go. Have fun with your cocktail.
Girl, do not judge me. I can hear the judgment in your gasp.
Yep. I have a mirror sitting over here. I don't think you can see it, so if I'm looking away, it's because my mirror's over here. Also, let me preface. Oh, do we even see the claims of this? Do we even talk about that?
We don't. I think we should put it on our face and then look, because then you don't have any expectations.
Fine. Most of the time, these are supposed to be very light coverage, so I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah. Well, I watched Manny put it on, so I guess I'm not going in with no expectation. But I mean, like she said, these things are usually light coverage.
Right, like very light, which is fine by me. Usually you can just conceal where you want to conceal, and then it looks good anyway.
I actually really like not necessarily BB, but like ColourPop has a tinted moisturizer, which I guess is like a BB cream. I don't really know like where those guys live as far as similarities, but I really like to do that one. I actually have like a whole routine I do with it to make it look, I don't know, more makeup-y, I guess. To make it a little more like more coverage. Yeah. And but still get to have like that like fresh, really nice, and it doesn't come off funky and
right. It's still that very like natural skin look.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, oh my god, you put on a full coverage foundation look.
Right. That's exactly right.
Well,
when I do it, I usually put my concealer on first, and I will put cream stick stuff on my face before I put it on, because it gives it a better, in my opinion, it gives it a better texture. So it makes your skin look a better texture because you're not putting stuff on top of it, at least my skin. I really like the way that it looks when I do it that way, so that's like 90% of
I will say it's very matte, actually.
Well, one of the things I did read on it is that it says matte, but like matte meets glowy maybe is what the wording was. I can't quite recall.
Like, and I know for a fact my fingers are not sucking up all this moisture, so that's very matte. I'm not mad about that though, I'm very oily, so matte is not bad. Yeah, it's like a light coverage.
Yeah, definitely not a ton.
Which I'm not mad about. Yeah, I like it so far.
I definitely can say something like this. If I was gonna like go out and use this guy and like try to like be cute with him, you know, out on the street, and I did everything the way that I usually do it, I will go over it after this, after I put it on. I put it on with a brush and then let it kind of set a little bit, and then go over with a beauty blender to kind of smooth it out. I do feel like, just based on the way that this feels, if I put a beauty blender on top of this, I'm thinking she might
pick it up.
She might sheer out a little bit.
Yeah.
And we don't want that, so
I don't know. I like it. I think it looks very pretty.
I can't really see because I'm blind. I can't really, like, everything I am saying, it's because of the way that it feels. Like, the way that it feels like it would do that. But, I mean, it totally could not.
I'm going to now conceal.
Same girl.
And again, I'm going to use my fingers because I don't care. I mean, I do care, and this is how I would use this with this product anyway, because if I went in with my fingers beforehand, and then I try to go in with a brush afterwards, it changes the texture of the way that you lay down your product.
I 100% just grabbed the wrong brush.
So, I don't want to change that texture, so I'd rather have all of that be my finger, like, warmth and texture, as opposed to going in with a brush under my eye and maybe having it, like, coagulate and be kind of funky.
Or separate it all.
Right.
Which sometimes, when the products do that. I hate when that happens.
I know, it's so annoying, because then you have to literally take it all off, because the more you put on, it's still going to have that nasty-ass funky texture underneath and be disgusting.
It has a really gross texture, and under eye, in my opinion, is like the most important part to not have texture, because you have a texture under your eye already, and so when you put that unnatural texture with your natural texture, it makes it so much worse, and it looks like
bad.
It makes you look really old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not cute anymore.
Crusty, dusty, crinkly.
You
look like a crinkle cut fry.
That's so funny.
Alright. We are gonna, I think, speed through the rest of this application and get back with you guys for some more thoughts once we start applying powder and stuff. We're back. Face is on. Like the whole face. We did like the whole face.
Yeah, we did the whole face. We did a little more than we even talked about doing. To be fair, I did.
Which is fine. But we did that just because we wanted to test some other products on top. Bobbie did pretty much mostly cream for everything. I did mostly powder for everything, just to test out two different ways of doing it. I feel like it did just as fine as any other thing I put on my face.
Yeah, I agree.
It was,
it just is.
It performed
it's like a BB cream.
As expected.
Actually, to be honest, on Cici, it looks a little bit more like skin, and for some reason on me, it looks a little bit more like foundation, and I'm not entirely sure if that's due to my texture on my skin, if that's due to like
how we applied it,
how I applied it, because she used her fingers and I used a brush, but I think it has more coverage on mine than it does for her, and it, like, I don't know, it just even looks different, like, between the two of us.
Right. She did mix two things together, too, and I don't know how much you used in comparison to how much I used, so that could be it, too, because I know I didn't use a whole bunch. So that could also be a factor.
Right. That's true. And I didn't use all of what I had. I mean, we'll see how much I used. Well, maybe I'll put like a little description in the back, like, yeah, I used hella more, and that's why it looks the way it looks. And I totally could. I'm gonna, this section right here where I can really see the difference, because I had noticed after I put on concealer and my cream contour, the difference between the texture between where the cream contour was and where this part was. And I was looking at the texture difference on me, and then I looked at Cici, and the texture difference is even different on her skin. So
yeah, that's basically our findings. And everything else laid on it fine. It looks like any other complexion product. I will say with the claims that are on this guy, it's Perfect Glow BB cream, oil-free, moisturizing, and it says on the front it's a natural-looking coverage, matte meets glowy finish. I feel like it's way more matte than it is glowy, personally.
it does say for all skin types, even sensitive, and I mean,
Is sensitive really a skin type, though?
I mean, if you have really sensitive to like fragrances and stuff, or like certain other kind of products, then I would say yes. If, you know.
Okay, it says it improves skin complexion. I disagree. I feel like it doesn't. It improves the color of it, obviously, because you're putting a color on your face. But as for like texture-wise, it doesn't like negate texture, but nor does it emphasize it.
Yeah, I don't think it emphasized it really either. I mean, it looks the same as my. I mean, it looks the same as my skin, but like I have something on top of it.
Right.
So, I mean, I wouldn't say it improved it at all.
Then it says softens an even skin tone. I would agree.
It does even skin tone. And I mean, I feel like you look really nice.
Thank you.
I mean, you don't, like, I don't necessarily see like a ton of pores or like anything like really like funky going on.
Right,
Doesn't
I don't
it
either
up
on
at all.
you.
It looks really cute.
Okay, what's the next one? Hydrates the skin. I don't feel like it did none of that. It feels really matte. Not like obscenely matte, but like matte enough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it did any hydrating either. I personally feel like it just looks like my skin,
right?
But like
a natural
before it gets oily.
Yeah, like you just washed your face. Helps reduce fine lines, wrinkles, dark spots, dullness, and other signs of aging. No.
No. I have wrinkles. The answer's no.
Yeah, I also have like quite a bit of like acne scarring and stuff like that, and I would consider that like a fine line wrinkle area because it's still like a dent in your face.
Right. I don't think it like necessarily did anything extraordinary as far as trying to cover or blur those types of things.
Right.
But I mean, it looks better than my skin, so like that's important to note.
I would say maybe like on camera it probably looks better. I don't know. Cameras funk things up so much.
I think it looks better because I can see myself, but I'm looking at like a 7x zoom mirror.
Right.
So that's like not really looking at yourself. But I can look at you and I can see you and I feel like your complexion looks better.
Yeah. I would say very similarly. It's like it smooths things out, but like you can still see texture. It's not like it took away all your texture.
Because this girl has lots of it. I have lots of texture on my
And then it says prevents UVA and UVB damage. I'm gonna say sure because it has SPF 30 in it. I can't. I don't know.
I don't know
sure.
either.
I don't know how that works. I just know how it has SPF and SPF does that. So
SPF does those things. Well, we'll see if we get. Well, I guess not. It's not really sunny outside right now.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. It says the ritual. For normal or dry skin, wear over moisturizer. For oily skin, wear alone. So don't put extra moisturizer. Definitely put extra moisturizer.
For extra coverage, wear under foundation.
Who wants to go through?
Okay, so in Manny's video,
of
he did put CC cream, I think an It Cosmetics, whatever one, over top of it because he said it didn't give him enough coverage. It was also hella too light for him. So he did do that, but it didn't occur to me that it said to do it on the back of the bottle.
Right, but like, then just use the higher coverage product. And don't worry about this.
Yeah, I would imagine you probably wouldn't do that either. I wouldn't go through all that. I don't think I would.
Right, I'm like, I feel like, unless you're like using it for the sunscreen, but like, even that way, just wear an SPF.
Right.
I don't know.
I feel like I would wear it again.
I would also wear it again. I like it. My shade is not medium though. Bobbies is medium.
Mine's medium shade.
I don't know if I would just wear the light shade.
I don't think I would wear just the light shade either. I think since it's summertime, especially since summertime, and I'm gonna get a lot more tan, that who knows how long that's gonna match me either.
Right, like I don't know. The shade I have, I probably wouldn't, and I probably wouldn't go out of my way to repurchase a different color. To be perfectly honest.
But in the depths of winter,
it might be fine.
It might be fine.
It's gonna still be too pink for me though, because I've seen like 2 hours of sunlight, so this really is not any different than my winter color.
Well, I'll bring it over. We just throw it in a pile and just, oh, today we're going to use this BB cream. Everybody put it on your face.
Yeah, it's decent. It's not like the best one I've used. It's also not the worst one I've used. It's good. Like, it's good.
I don't know much about BB creams because I don't have any. I don't use any. I only have a tinted moisturizer, which I know is similar.
Yeah, they're very similar.
This feels incredibly different than the ColourPop tinted moisturizer that I have. I mean, worlds apart. That one feels like a gel consistency. When you put it on your face, it feels a little bit, I would say, wet. This feels like foundation going on.
This, to me, the closest comparison I have to anything else I have used is the Laura Mercier oil-free tinted moisturizer. This is so close to it.
Oh, oil-free.
So if you want, I guess, a cheaper version than that, because I can guarantee you this is probably not more than $38. I'm going to take a stab in the dark.
Just assume we can Google it.
So,
I'll let you know.
Yes, we'll let you know, but this might be a good dupe for that because it's very similar in the way that it also dries down too. So if you wanted an alternative for something very absurdly expensive, there you go.
It's expensive, especially for how much coverage it is. I
Right.
feel like you'd want to have more coverage for $38. I mean, I would. Maybe
Right.
I'm wrong.
But this,
I'm cheap.
that's how I feel. It's similar to that product. Yeah, that's about it. That's about the end of the thoughts.
At the end of those thoughts.
This really wasn't that exciting, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
Right. Well, and on the other side of that too, this could have like flopped really hard and been like
Right.
seizing up on my face, doing some funky things with my other products, which it didn't do.
Right.
And we'll list in the
Description.
duty bobber below the products that we used with it, because I feel like the products that Cici used with it looks great on her face. So I mean, if it looks even half as cute, if I look even half as cute as Cici does, then we'll know.
I feel like especially when you're blending your contour, like it blended in really well.
It did. It actually, with my cream products, worked phenomenal. And I can say though, I am a girl who does not love the tacky texture of foundations and stuff. I like it when it feels like when I touch it, I want to feel nothing.
Right.
I don't want to feel that tack. And it took a very long amount of powder. Like, I don't want to go really heavy with the powder because I don't want to look cakey, but I feel like I had to use a lot of it in order to get it to feel less tacky.
And I did not have that issue. Again, I think a lot of our issues came from the way that we applied it, the different ways we applied it.
Maybe I should have used my fingers. Maybe I'll just like rub my face with my fingers next time, and with my like with my contour, my bronzer or whatever.
Because it might have just been like my like fingers and stuff helped really push like the moisturizer aspect of it into my skin more.
Right, and the brush probably didn't do all
Right,
that.
so maybe that's why mine dried down a little bit more matte, and also I didn't have to use as much powder. That's my only guess.
Well, you also use powder products on top. So
That's true.
powder bronzer, powder blush, powder all that stuff. I originally was not going to do any powder bronzer, powder blush. I was going to set my under eye and then just do a light dusting all over my face. And I had to go in with powder bronzer because my powder was not taking the tack away enough for me. But after I did, like now you can't feel my face. It is still tacky, like a little bit tacky right here, but in my powder bronzer area is not as tacky. But it definitely does in this area, and I can definitely feel it still tacky in my nose, like in the corners of my nose, which I try not to powder because it looks like trash.
Thank you for listening to our lovely little review. We will insert maybe like some wear situations into like the tail end of this portion of like what it looked like a couple hours in, so that you know maybe what the wear was like. Alright everyone, this is a Cici update on the Purlisse BB cream that we tested today. I've had it on for about 5 hours, and so far it really has only gotten a little bit oily, having a little bit of exaggerated texture up in this area, but that's pretty normal for me, being on the oilier side. But it's not actually like breaking up or anything. Ignore around my eye, this eye waters a whole bunch. But it's actually looking really good, and I'm very impressed for the way that we rated it earlier. So yeah, I would definitely wear it again.
Hey guys, it's Bobbie, just doing a check-in. It is currently 8:34, so it's been on for about 6 hours. And then this is the Purlisse foundation, or BB cream. This is the Purlisse BB cream. This is what she looks like in direct sunlight, just walking around town with my kids. So if you hear some screaming, then they're mine. Sorry about it. The sun on the side. It actually doesn't look bad at all. My forehead looks really good, which is super important to me, so I definitely would wear this again. I do think I could get a couple more hours out of it. My face is still pretty tack free for the most part. My chin is a little bit tacky, and also there is some settling in here and in here, which isn't my favorite, but I do think that that would be solved by doing a little bit of powder. All right, well, let me know what you think.
Otherwise, if you also got this, please let us know how it worked for you.
Right.
How you applied it. Maybe how we can solve some of the issues we had with it. That way we can get better use out of it in the future.
Right.
Because I would still like to use it.
Right. Or maybe if you have tried it mixed with something, and like maybe you have something that's like really super duper high coverage that needs a little extra some. Then we can find out how that works as well.
Yes. Otherwise, subscribe, like, comment, as I said earlier. We really appreciate it. It helps us out. So, yeah. All right. Bye-bye.
The joys of this kind of a face. Combo girls out there everywhere. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we have to suffer.